a nigga hit the lottery, so when you going up, how can you plummet? Damn, you stun it. On the land, when you expand the grands, they understand who run it. In the jam, you brung it. Coming from all the fans, the Kansas City man do.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be a story time. A story time video. I ain't did one in a while. A story time video. I ain't did one in a while. So, and if y'all want to know about this hair, I do have a video on my channel about this hair, because I know I'm going to get questions. And if y'all want to know what's on my lips, let me get it. It's actually 2 MAC lipsticks together with a clear lip gloss. So it is, I got this from my bridal shower. So it is Stone by MAC, and it's Party Commencing in the middle with just a clear gloss on top. This is gonna be about my wedding day. I recently got married September 21st of this year, and you know, there was just a lot that went on, so I'm just gonna be telling you what happened the weeks leading up to the wedding, up until the wedding day, I should say. And my husband actually is not here. He is at work, and I needed to get this video done, and I didn't want to have to wait for him. Plus he gave me permission to, you know, talk about certain things that happened in the wedding. So let's get into it. So like I said, I got married September 21st, but before that, I want to say 2 weeks before that, you know, I was just still trying to get finishing stuff done, making sure all vendors had received their money, making sure, or in the process of receiving their money, I should say, because some hadn't been paid completely due to the fact that they didn't want to be paid until the day of or the day before the wedding. So I happened to be in my living room, and Terrence was like, he called me, because you know we normally talk after I get off work, and he called me, or maybe I called him, I'm not for sure, but I don't know how long he had actually known this, but he told me that he may be short a groomsman. And mind you, I had 7 total, which was, and when I say, let me break it down. I had 1 maid of honor, then I had 6 regular bridesmaids, then I had 2 junior bridesmaids, which the 2 junior bridesmaids were my daughters, my oldest 2 daughters, and then my youngest daughter was my flower girl. But as far as the adults, I had a total of 7 in my bridal party, and then Terrence had a total of 7, which consisted of 2 of my brothers and you know, his friends. And so one of his friends, we're gonna call him Neil. I don't know what type of past he has or what he does or whatever, but Terrence calls and tells me that he may be short a groomsman because Neil is in jail. And you know, I'm already stressed out, nervous. I was stressed, 1, because my alterations in my dress was taking forever, which we gonna get into all of that. But yeah, so he's like, Neil is in jail and he has to pretty much basically serve almost 40 days. Mind you, this is 2 weeks before the wedding. And so my first reaction was, you know what? Because at this point, I didn't want to spaz out. I said, you know what? That's fine. It's all good. Because if he can't be in the wedding, fine. My brother will walk with 2 girls. Fine. But then Terrence was like, well, he may get out the day of the wedding, you know, a little bit before the wedding starts. So it's a chance he still could be in it. I was trying to be cool because I didn't want to cause an argument or anything. But in my mind, I had already figured that this man is not about to be in my wedding. Even if he got out the day of, unless he got out at 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning in order to go pay off the rest of his tux because his tux wasn't paid, get his hair cut because I'm sure he's been in there for a while and looking scruffy, take a shower, do everything, get to the venue in time to take pictures, he was not going to be in my wedding. At that point, and you know, I had the whole time I've been planning my wedding, I felt as though I had not been a bridezilla, because I don't like, when I watch bridezillas, I'm like, how do these women treat these people like this? But when you are stressed and pressure and just stuff feels like it's just going wrong, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I just told Terrence, okay. He kept saying, but it might change. He might get out. And the whole time I'm thinking, okay, yeah, all right, that's cool. But he ain't gonna be at my wedding if he getting out the day of. I want to even say maybe 2 months prior to that, when Terrence told me 2 weeks before the wedding, 2 months prior to that, I was on Facebook, and my DJ, I'm not gonna say his name just because, you know, well, okay, my DJ, I noticed on Facebook, I saw that there was a lot of rest in peace to his fiance. He had recently, I think last year, proposed to his longtime girlfriend, and they were planning their wedding. And I saw a post saying like R.I.P. to her, R.I.P. to her, and it broke my heart. One, because just, I'd never met her, I'd met him, but just looking at their pictures and videos that I saw on his page, they were so in love. It just was just so beautiful. Like, they just looked like the perfect couple together. Like, you know, he meshed well with her and she did the same for him. And so when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, that is so sad. Like, how, and then the first thing is, how did she die? Did she have an illness? Was she sick? Did somebody murder her? What happened? The people that actually referred the DJ to me was one of my cousins, which was my bridesmaid, Shira, and my brother and his wife. And so I reach out to my brother, and he doesn't respond or anything because he's really busy. So then I reach out to my cousin. I'm like, hey, Shira, did you hear what happened to, you know, our DJ's fiance? Like, did she pass away? What's going on? Because I'm feeling bad for him, and then at the same time, honestly, I'm starting to freak out, because I'm like, if it were me, I don't know if I could do a wedding in the next couple of weeks when I've just lost the love of my life, and I have to watch someone else get married, celebrate their love. I don't know if my mind would be right. I don't know if I would be in that correct mind state to do my job effectively. So then that pops in my head. So she was like, yeah, she passed away. I'm not sure yet how, but I'll let you know. So immediately after I got off the phone with her, I text him and I'm like, you know, how are you doing? I recently heard about the passing of your fiance. We want to just offer our condolences to you and your family through this troubling time. Please let me know if our wedding is going to be too much, because I know you have a lot to deal with and a lot to plan, you know, to get things in preparation due to her passing. So if it's too much for you, please let me know. But again, we are praying for you, because I wanted, one, let him know I'm so sorry that happened to you, and then two, like, if you can't do it, let me know. I don't want to put you in a situation where you feel uncomfortable because you have to see all of this excitement and happiness and you're lost someone that's really dear and near to your heart. So I just was like, so let me know, basically, so me and Terrence can know, because I hadn't even told Terrence yet. We can know what steps we need to take, whether we need to find someone else, because I didn't want to put him in a place of where he can't do his job right, because that's a lot. Like, you lost someone you loved and planning to spend the rest of your life with, and she was so young. So that happens, and he responds and says, you know, this is my job, and she would have wanted me to continue doing what I do, so just give me some time, but we're good. So I'm like, okay, I'm still kind of nervous, but I said, you know what? He's very professional. When we met him from the jump, if he felt like he couldn't do it, I'm sure he'll reach back out sooner enough so we can find someone else. So I was like, okay. But that was something else that was heavy on my mind. It was stressing me out because I was worried that now we have to scramble to find another professional DJ because it's hard out here with some of these DJs. So, like I said, that happened initially as well. The next thing that had been going on with my wedding was that my dress alterations were taking longer than expected. And I technically did not even get my dress back until 5 days before my wedding. So if it did not fit right, even after alterations, that's what I was going to be stuck with. But, you know, my dress came. It fit fine. It was still a little too long, but hey, it is what it is. Now, let's get to the rehearsal. So the rehearsal was September 20th. Our rehearsal had to be the day before the actual wedding because some of Terrence's groomsmen got in the day before the wedding. So we couldn't do it before that because they didn't live here. And then Terrence's sister and his mom actually got in 2 days before the wedding because they don't live here either. So we had to do everything the day before the wedding. So, you know, that day before, that Thursday, you know, I'm off work, he's off work, he's ripping and running, picking up grandparents from airports and everything like that. If y'all don't know, that haven't watched like any of my wedding updates, my wedding was at the Uptown Theater in Kansas City, Missouri. And they have 4 like spaces within the Uptown. And so they have the Valentine's room, which initially was going to be for my ceremony as well as my reception. They were just going to like switch the room around because one, we did it that way because it saved money, a lot actually. And, you know, we didn't want to really spend more than if we didn't have to. Then there was the cabaret room, the actual Uptown Theater, which is a huge theater where they have mega concerts and things like that. And then there was the Broadway room. So my space that I only was supposed to have was supposed to be the Valentine room, which was a lovely room. If y'all go to Bossy's Life, link is down below. You can see all my like venues I went and looked at during my whole wedding process. I don't know the name of the videos, but I might try to link them below. So the day before the wedding, my coordinator, she calls. We're going to call her Amy. Amy is the coordinator of the Uptown Theater. She calls me. Mind you, we only had 1 room at this point, not 2. We were going to do an Oscar style wedding where we have the tables and chairs already out for the ceremony with the aisle for us to walk down on the wedding party. And then during the reception, they'll spread all the tables out and put more decorations out. And then there's a reception, turn up, whatever. So she calls me that morning. Oh, let me back up, y'all, because this is a lot. The Wednesday before she calls me and before the rehearsal, I get 2 phone calls from my cousins. They tell me, Basima, we just passed the Uptown and we see they already have your name up on the monogram, or is that what you call it? The I don't know what you call it. The monarchy. That's what it is. The monarchy. They had congratulations Basima and Terrence. Or no, they had congratulations Terrence and Basima. That's what we wanted to put on the monarchy. So, and I hope I'm saying that right. So one of my cousins called. She's like, Basima, I just passed the Uptown. I'm so excited for your wedding, but I thought you want to know that they have Terrence's name spelled wrong. So I'm like, what? And I'll try to insert a picture of how they had his name spelled. And they even also spelled congratulations wrong because after I told Terrence what happened, that night he got off work, he went and drove past and said, not only is his name spelled wrong, they spelled congratulations wrong. Anyway, so back to Thursday. We only have the 1 room. Thursday morning, I get a call from Amy. Amy says, Basima, due to the fact that we messed up the monarchy with your congratulations and the names on the you know, up there on the monarchy, we're willing to give you a second room free of charge to have your ceremony space in, so you can just do traditional rows of chairs. And then your decorator can already have the Valentine's room done and all decked out for the reception space. So we would let you have the cabaret room and then still have the Valentine's room for the ceremony. So we'll let you have the cabaret room for the ceremony and the Valentine's room that you actually paid for the reception, and then you'll still have your separate room that we initially had from the jump for our cocktail hour. So I'm excited at the same time, but I'm still like, oh, she said we're not gonna get charged, but is she serious? Because that's $800. And so I run upstairs and I try to go tell Terrence, he's in the shower. So I said, Amy, can I call you back? I'm going to run this by my fiance just to see if we really want to do this. So I talked to him, and his first thing is like, look, if they not about to charge us that $800 fee, cool, we can do it. I'm down. So I call Amy back and I'm like, okay, we'll do it. Can you please send me pictures of what the cabaret room looks like? So she sent me all these pictures and they just look so nice. It was a smaller space for the ceremony and it was a lot more intimate, which was nice too. So she sent me a bunch of pictures, which I'll include some pictures of what the space would look like and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, we're gonna go ahead and do it. Then after I told her we do it, I had to think, I need to talk to my decorator because she only knows that she's going to be decorating the Valentine's Day room and the cocktail hour space. And everything we've talked about for this whole year and planned, it was only for the Valentine's room. So I call her and I say, Brittany, I have something to tell you. And she's like, oh my God, what? The wedding is tomorrow. What? I said, so today's rehearsal, but I need to tell you that Amy gave us another room. The ceremony will no longer be in the Valentine's room. It'll be in a new room called the cabaret room. And it was silence for a little bit. And she was like, okay, can you please send me pictures of it so I can see what I need to do? Because we only paid her to decorate the Valentine room. And so we already had what was going to be on the tables during the ceremony, how the chairs were going to be. All of that was already done. So now she was excited because she said now she can deck out the reception space how she wanted. Already have the head table up, everything, treat table, everything already done, and she doesn't have to rush and do it during the cocktail hour, which initially that's what was going to happen. But that she was happy about because she could take all the time she needed to get the reception space how I would want it. And then so she comes and says, well, what extra decorations are you going to need for the ceremony space, the new space you have? And I'm thinking, oh God, I don't know. We did not want to come out of any more money. At this point, I said, I don't even care. We can just do the room as is. But she said she was going to handle it and figure it out. And that was that. So still had to get to the venue 30 minutes before we needed to be there. Because now that the room had changed for the ceremony, my decorator wanted to see me ahead of time so she could go over any other details so I could see, so we could go over the seating chart, you know, where to put the table numbers and everything like that. I'm at home still last minute putting my bridal party gifts in their bag. Then I go to get Terrence's stuff out of my wedding closet, which is the closet in my family room. And I proceed to take the box upstairs, and we have these 3 steps coming from our family room up into the kitchen to get into the kitchen. And I miss a step and I fall and I hit my knee. And I felt like I hit the inner part of it too, the inner thigh and everything, because it's actually still kind of sore, y'all, to be honest. But I fell, and the only thing I thought about was I I didn't even think about my pain. I'm just thinking, do not drop these glasses, because they were big, huge beer mugs, and then also smaller whiskey glasses that had each groomsman's name on it, and you know, it had like bow ties on the whiskey glasses, and then the beer mugs just had their names on them. So, you know, I'm doing all the bags for Terrence's groomsmen. I get to one of his groomsmen, and he doesn't have a beer mug. And I know that the woman that I paid to do all of these glasses for our bridal party, I know she made one for him. I could have swore, because he had a small whiskey glass, but I couldn't find the big beer mug. So at this point, I'm pissed because I can't find the other beer mug, and my knee is on fire. And then it's like the pain just went all down my right leg, the calf, the ankle, everything. But you know, have so much adrenaline because I'm trying to get the kids all in the car so we can get to the venue. I'm calling my daddy because I'm like, Daddy, I need you to be there at 6 o'clock. The rehearsal starts at 6 o'clock. I left my house at like 4:40, you know, so I could get to the venue at least by 5:30. So, and he's like, huh, what do I need to, I said, Daddy, if you're walking me down the aisle, I need you to be there so you can know what to do the day of the wedding. And he's like, all right, Bossy, I'll be there. So we get there. I look at the room where the ceremony's gonna be. It is a really nice, intimate room. The decorator's there. You know, she's like running around trying to get stuff done. I see Amy one time. Just once. Just once. I see Amy one time, and she was like, hey, I'm about to do another wedding in another one of the rooms, but I wanted to say hey, and I'll see you tomorrow, and I can't wait for your big day. But in the meantime, we're going to call this lady Linda. But in the meantime, Linda, she's going to help you with whatever you need. But tomorrow, I'll make sure I have everything in order so we can, you know, you can have a great day. So I'm like, okay. Okay, whatever. It's not the wedding day. She has another wedding she has to go do, which I was like, okay, whatever. So while I'm there, I call Terrence, and I'm like, babe, I'm up here, but I can't find Willie's beer mug, because we were going to give everyone their gifts the night of the rehearsal. And so he's like, what? I said, I looked, I can't find it. So he's getting frustrated because he wants to make sure all his groomsmen have the same gift. You know, he don't want to leave one out. Even though he's still got a gift, he wanted to make sure they all had the same. And so he's frustrated. So I'm like, I can already hear the attitude in his voice and how he gets frustrated. So all the bridal party's starting to come, and the groomsmen are starting to come, and ain't no groom there yet to practice. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, one, we have to hurry up and get this rehearsal done. We have to go through it as many times as we can. Two, both of our bachelor party and bachelorette party was right after the rehearsal. Wasn't no rehearsal dinner or anything. And we really needed to get out of the space within enough time because it was getting decorated and we didn't need to be in the way of things. So finally, we see Terrence pulled up. You can tell he's irritated. He's very upset. You can tell he's frustrated because people had him ripping and running all day when he felt like he should have been able to just be more relaxed. But when people come from out of town, and a lot of his family came from out of town, and you know, no one's here to really help pick up people from airports, and it's all on him, it can be frustrating. So I understood. But he gets there, you know, he comes in, you can tell he's upset. His best man tries to talk to him. You know, they have some words, but they good afterwards. But my daddy doesn't show up. So we have to go through the rehearsal. I have to walk down the aisle pretending like my dad is there, walking me down. And, you know, everything was everything. So after the rehearsal, you know, me and the DJ did show up, and so he just, you know, was just reassuring us of how he's gonna, you know, do things, when he's gonna tell us when to start our dance, to start the first dance with Terrence and I, me and my dad's dance, everything like that. So my bridal party and I go down into the space where my actual reception was gonna be, or where my reception was, and on the dance floor we were just pretty much practicing our dance routine that I was gonna be doing for Terrence on our wedding day. So we leave from there later that night. We go our separate ways. I don't see, well, before we left, because he was so upset, before we even started with the actual rehearsals, because he was so upset, before we started, I pulled him in the hallway, gave him some hugs and kisses, told him it was gonna be okay, just to try to get him good, because I didn't want him to be stressed and upset and angry. So he was good. We got through our rehearsals fine.